Hello my friends, I hope you are very well. In this video I'm going to show you how you can develop theories that can explain the relationship between variables or codes using code co-occurrence table. So let me open relation and comparison project. Okay, in this project I have 10 documents and 5 codes and also 2 document groups and 2 code groups. Okay, in order to open code co-occurrence table, I click on analyze and then code co-occurrence table. Now this is the main window of code co-occurrence table. Basically there are two panels for codes, this panel and this panel, one panel for the code co-occurrence table, and two panels for the quotations involved in the analysis. Alright, now let me select all of these codes to be displayed in the code co-occurrence table. So I will select all of them. Alright, so this is basically the code co-occurrence table here. This table is actually a cross tabulation of codes which helps to look for code co-occurrences. So it shows the frequencies of co-occurrence in a matrix format that is similar to a correlation matrix. So these are just the frequencies of co-occurrence. It can also identify interesting overlaps in the data, but I think perhaps the most important feature of this tool is that it can help you develop a theory explaining the relationships between variables or codes. In fact, the big values in this table indicate a strong relationships between the codes, and based on some factors such as the meaning of the codes and the related literature, you can determine the direction and the type of the relationships between the codes. So the bigger the value in this table, the stronger the relationship between the two codes. For example, here the value is 54, and it means that the relationship between leadership skills and management skills is quite high. Also note that if we assume that this concept is a negative concept and this concept is a positive concept, then a big value here means that there is a negative, a strong relationship between these two concepts. Alright, now how the values in the table are computed. Well, if you have a quotation coded by the two codes, then it is counted as one hit. Also, if there is an overlap between the two quotations coded by one of the two codes, again, this counts as a single hit. Therefore, two lists of quotations are displayed when you select a cell. So let me select this, and now you could see the two lists of quotations. Basically, these are the quotations involved in this analysis. So we have a list for the quotations of the column code and the list for the quotations of the row code. Moreover, note that you can export the list of the quotations to Excel or switch the view style of them using these buttons here and also here. Alright, now let's have a look at the options that we have in this ribbon. Okay, you can show a list of the codes by clicking on this button. Also, you will be able to refresh the code co-occurrence table by clicking on this button. Moreover, you can change the color of the code co-occurrence table using this option. So let me just change the color. So these are the options that you have with respect to the color of the code co-occurrence table. Alright, now the next option is show count, and when you select this option, then the numbers of hits or frequencies of co-occurrences are displayed in the code co-occurrence table. For example, look at this value of 36. As I mentioned, this value is the number of the hits. In other words, if you add the number of quotations coded by both innovation and leadership skills with the number of overlapping quotations coded by one of these two codes, the results will be 36. Alright. The next option is show coefficient option, and you can select this option to show a coefficient that shows the strength of the relationship between the two codes. So let me select this. In fact, this coefficient is similar to the correlation coefficient and varies between 0 and 1. And since it is always a positive value, the meanings of the co-occurring codes determine whether the relationship is positive or negative. Lastly, you can select cluster quotations to count embedded quotations as only one hit. Alright, the rest of the options are related to the layout of the table, and perhaps the most important one is this option, details. When you select this option, the number of the quotations coded by the codes are displayed here. So if I deselect this, you could see that the number of the quotations are not displayed. You can also consider exporting the code co-occurrence table to an Excel file by clicking on this option. So when you click on that, you could see that you have the entire code co-occurrence table in an Excel format. Okay, that's it. I hope you liked this video and thank you very much for watching.